Hey guys, welcome back. This is ChosenArchitect, and spoilers, we're going to be making dirt today. So, I hope you guys are ready. Today, guys, we're going to take on the challenge of dirt in Ultimate Alchemy. So, to get to dirt, it is a pretty convoluted crafting recipe / you can make it better later on recipe. Yeah, but getting there, of course, is what the hard part is. So, to make dirt... There's a lot to it. As you can see here, later on you can get liquid dirt and you can use gravel to make more dirt from the amount of liquid dirt that you produce. Right? And this is the ultimate way to get dirt, is through liquid dirt and gravel. But first of all, you need to get liquid dirt. So you need to actually make dirt. It sounds just as confusing as it is. But liquid dirt is exactly what we're striving for. Right? Because as you can see here, liquid dirt, this can eventually be turned into water of life, and we need to eventually make water of life, because we can actually make liquid dirt, not just actually by putting dirt in a smelter. We have to go through a still, which is from forestry, but before we do that, we need to make water of life, right? So I'm just going to try to get this in your head so you guys can remember it as we go, and so you guys don't get lost. So to make water of life, we need a fermenter with some kind of mulch, which would be compost in our case, because compost is going to be made with all leaves, oak leaves specifically. So that's going to require trees, right? So we need to actually make some way to get these oak leaves. Well, those are going to require all of the saplings, because we don't have any dirt to plant our saplings on. So in order to do that, we need leaves. So in order to get leaves, we just place a bunch of saplings together and we get oak leaves. Well, how do we get saplings? Well, that's another recipe we have to go into. All of this basically requiring water, which that's not going to be an issue for us. I'll show you how we're going to do that in a little bit. But as you can see, here's our water. And yeah, this is the other recipe for that. It's going to require dead bush. And that will, with a little bit of water, will hydrate it, I guess, and turn it into an oak sapling. To get a dead bush, well, that's going to require a carpenter with some sticks and water. So all of this to get to dirt, right? To get to that water, that special water we need, or the water of life from the still, yeah, the water of life. All of that required from this point. So, we need to get started. We're going to need a few things. We're going to need definitely a carpenter for this, right? We're going to need a carpenter for this recipe. So that's 2 carpenters so far, right? So let's keep going on, right? So we go back even further. Then we're going to need a fermenter. So now we need 2 carpenters and a fermenter. And then we're going to need a still. So 2 carpenters, a fermenter, and a still. So hopefully we have all of those listed here. There it is. So we have a carpenter. We need our fermenter. I don't see that in here. No, probably because I spelled fermenter wrong. Let's grab that. Forestry. Is it fur, F-E-R? Am I saying that right? Doing that right? Yes, F-E-R. Okay, so here's all of our stuff. We need 2 of these, so we need some sturdy casings. I think we have... Yeah, we should have just about everything as long as I get the amount of wood correct. So let's go ahead and do this. So make an axe. 2 axes, because we need 2 of those, remember? So the sturdy casing is actually pretty easy for us to craft. Because the sturdy casing is just a chest. So we need 2 carpenters. 2 of these bad boys. We're going to need a fermenter, which is going to require some stone gears, which we can make with some sticks. Oh, we need 4 of them, don't we? There we go. There's those bad boys. Some glass, another sturdy casing, fermenter done, and then a still. Very simple. That's actually probably the easiest one out of all of them. Alright, so conduits. We are going to need to power these, so I'll use some conduits for that. Transfer nodes for the piping. I think that's going to be some of the easiest ways to do this. Probably flat transfer nodes as well. And some pipes. And then we might actually use translocators for their filters. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. So now we also need water. And that's something that we're going to definitely get. And so if you take a look at water, there is a couple recipes to actually make water. We can either use the mining upgrade, which can definitely mine water for us and pull water in. We'll need a little bit of grid power to do that. Or we can do it some other ways. I mean, that is one of the ways. Or we can actually use a squeezer. And we can speed up a squeezer, and that will give us plenty of water, I think. And this will be actually a really fast way of creating water. Given that, I mean, the mining upgrade is definitely a good option. I've known several people telling me that I need to save the ice that I have under my base. I do have the ice, by the way. I didn't, like, just remove it and just go, you know, blah, blah, blah. The ice pillars are there. So keep that in mind. They are there. I didn't move them. So later on, I might end up using that setup. But what we probably need to do is I want to do the squeezer. It is going to require some more power, but I'm not too concerned about that. Barrels, we're going to need a couple of wooden barrels. And I think we're mostly set. Some crafters. And we should be able to set up shop and figure out how to set this bad boy up. First of all, we need unlimited water, right? That's going to be our first step. Unlimited water. We need to get this set up, get this bad boy set up, and actually get it pulling in wood. So in order to do that, we'll reverse this setup. Set that there. That should pull in wood. It says it can't work right now because it doesn't have power, which is fine. But we already have the recipe basically set up. It will work as soon as it has power, and this will generate water. Now, the carpenters, they all require the water for all of their recipes that we're going to be doing. So the first one is going to be the 2 sticks being crafted. But honestly, we just need to do that the first time. We need 9 of those. So I'll show you real quick. Let's go ahead and place this. I think there's actually fluid transfer nodes that can be flattened as well. But actually, we need to route water that way. Let's do that via the water transfer nodes. Why am I trying to go back to the base? We'll use translocators for the fluid here. Since we can have 3 set up. For right now, we're just going to use this carpenter. And we're going to send water into it that way. Perfect. Alright, I'm going to set some power up. Some very simple power. Just like that, and we'll get a point. And this is where all of our power is going to come from. How nice. We'll make sure to select our clay power network. And there we go. That should automatically be creating water. Now, like I said before, we can speed that up and make this go really fast, but I mean, I don't know if we have to, man. This actually generates water pretty quick. If we do need it, we'll, of course, add some acceleration wands on there, and we'll get that going. But for this, we need to get some sticks done. But like I said, we only need 9. So let's take this real quick. And let's get 9 of these going. I think we have this set up, right? Sometimes it doesn't want to work right. Let's take a look. Bush. Dead bush. Maybe it needs to go in that top slot. Yeah, it's got to be in a specific place. Alright, so yeah, we're going to need 9 of these, I do believe, because that's going to make the saplings. Yeah, we need 9 of them. And then we'll just route this in a circle. And that way we'll only use 1 carpenter for each step. And I'll show you why here in a second. So we'll just wait for that to happen. We only need 9 of them. And then we'll just use 1 carpenter. And then we can just move on to the fermenter and still. Very simple. This setup actually shouldn't take too much. And it should be pretty simple, and then we'll be getting dirt before we know it. Alright, combustive iron. I kind of like that from Ender.io. I've actually never seen that item. Must be new. I know it's probably something we can't use, but it's there. Alright, so we'll take this out. Break this down. Perfect. We don't need this carpenter here anymore. We're going to move that. Let's put that carpenter in front, just like so. And we can go ahead and route this. Now, this, I think, is the only other step that needs water. Is this step. Is to turn this oak saplings, because then these will get crafted. Let's take a look at the life water. Water of life. Okay, so the fermenter also needs water. Those are the two machines. We have to remember that, because the compost is something that we're going to have to make. Okay, and that's going to require the leaves. Let's just remember that. So we're going to be making compost. That's what we're working on right now. And then this is going to require water. Okay, so let's actually move this back to where we had it. I think that's a good place. Perfect. So we'll get this filled back with water. And like I said, the fermenter is going to go here. This guy is also going to get water. To do that, we can open both of these passages up, and they'll both fill up with water evenly and be evenly distributed. And that should be plenty. All right, and this technically has no recipe. That's why it's kind of freaking out on us. This also has no recipe. What we're going to do here is we're going to give this bush, which actually needs to go in a specific place, top right. Okay, and that's going to give us oak saplings. The oak saplings need to go into an inventory, and you can actually connect this up, like we've done in the past, directly to this inventory. But we're going to have one issue, and that's we're going to need to pull a specific item out. So to do that, I guess we can use transfer node. No, we don't have filters, so we can't do that. We're going to have to use other means. We're going to have to use other means. Well, this has an output slot, actually. But when it goes in here, it won't have an output slot. It'll be specific. I don't know if it'll let me pull out the items. We'll see. Let's try this. Let's just try it first. So what we're going to need to do, I'm going to take out some of these just to tell it the recipe. And this is what you get in the output. Okay, so maybe the output, they are two separate inventories. So that will work. So we'll set that. That should only pull... pulls the output. We actually need... We'll put those to the output. Move items to the output. That's actually what we want. Yeah, this is where we need a filter. And we don't have a filter here. We'll have to... The only way we can do this is by taking a chest. Like a mini chest would actually work fine. Plus, that'd make it easier on me. Set the mini chest here. We'll replace that. And we'll use item translocators for this, just for their filters. Thought I had... There they are. I thought I had some. It's trolling me. So there we go. That's all set up. And that should technically work. So as soon as we put these bushes back in, which is what it will do, it will repeat this process. Now, I want to speed this up, definitely. So users are about to take part in this whole process. We should only need 2. And the 2 acceleration ones, definitely, should be fine. And we have plenty of room for those. Place those on top. Those will get wrenched down. And use item on block. Upper left-hand slot only. And that should be a lot faster now. Yeah, it's like instant. It just happens immediately. It'd probably be best if this actually happened faster, but as you can see, it's just a constant rotation. And we're going to see this generating the leaves we need. All right, so now to move that over here. This is going to require a little bit in that fermenter, right? Because we also need another crafter to recognize these leaves and to actually make some compost. Okay, so let's get that happening. In the fermenter, to make the life water, we need gravel. which we have a chest, I think, for. Oh, actually, no, we don't have a chest for that. But we just need some water, and we need some gravel and this fertilizer, compost. Compost is literally just going to be that. It's that simple to get that. And to do that, we'll just put up another crafter here. We'll say, let's take these leaves. And bam, we're making that. In the input inventory. And then on the output, we get that lovely stuff. And we should be able to just pipe this out. Perfect. Pipe that in. The compost stuff should go into that slot. Right? Where did our compost actually go? It's not in here. Has it not made any yet? I'm pretty sure I've seen some. I don't know if it just disappeared in here. Oh, it's right here. There's a buffer of it. Yeah, there's a buffer of it. Okay, that's fine. Now we need gravel. And of course, to get gravel, we have to break it down. But we can actually use a pulverizer to do that. And I think that'd be the easiest way to go about doing this. Wrong gear. And pulverizer. Pulverizer. We're going to have power hooked to it anyways, so a barrel of cobblestone, and that should be plenty for us. Alright, we'll just put that barrel of cobblestone up here. It's got power. This is input. Bottom's going to be output. I don't think there's any auxiliary for grinding up cobblestone, is there? If there is, we need to make sure that slot is going into a drawer. And actually, I think it gives you sand. Sometimes. As an auxiliary output. But if we had our first upgrade, we could change that. There we go. Now we'll have that output going over here. Auto input. There we go. Now this will get water, compost, and gravel. And guys, with this little setup here, we're going to actually be producing this stuff. As you can see, that should be generating. That should be going fast enough. I'm kind of scared to do one more. I mean, we could. I'll make it a little bit faster. Yeah, I'm actually going to try it. I'm going to try it. Use on block. How fast is it now? It's literally limited to the transfer rate. At this point. Now it happens instantly. That's fine. Alright, are we getting it? Wow, we're getting life water now. Oh, guys. This is nice. This is life. This is it. So the life water, take a look at that, needs to go inside of a still. I mean, the recipes are for this. Canola oil, biomass, life water. Life water is going to be turned into liquid dirt. All we need is to hook that up right here to the still. It's going to get some power. And we need to fluid or liquid transpose over to here. And there we go. Liquid dirt. Nice. So liquid dirt, take a look at that. Liquid dirt, what uses does it have that we can actually use this for? Can we send this into normal... Can mud bricks be turned into dirt? It's going to be turned into bricks, right? Okay. So to turn this into dirt itself, we're going to have to use a carpenter to take that liquid dirt. So we are going to need another carpenter. We're going to use that liquid dirt to put gravel, which we're getting now, in two separate places. We might want to... See, we might want to figure something out with this as well. Let's remove this. Let's remove this drawer. Put that there. We'll change this to yellow. We'll put the output side to red. So on this side, we'll also be outputting what we need. All right, let's get another carpenter. That should be pretty easy, right? Carpenter done. Sturdy casing. Carpenter, you're ready to go, ready to rock and roll. You can go right there. What I'm going to do is actually get a fluid transfer node. I think that's going to be one of the easiest ways for us to keep this small and compact. So, fluid transfer node. With an anvil. Pick that bad boy up. And we'll place that on this. And there we go. We have some fluid transfer nodes. Some small ones. And yeah, we'll put that in the center space here. We need to make sure it's extracting, so if we place it on the bottom side, remember we have to use, on this one we don't have to use control, we can just place it. That's going to pull out. Did I already have another carpenter ready? I guess I did. Alright, so that should be pulling in the liquid dirt. Now all I got to do is send some gravel its way. And that's as simple as using a transfer pipe. And that should honestly, once this is filled up, once this has its internal capacity filled up as well, we should get some gravel going in there. Over time, it will definitely fill up. But what I need to do is just throw some gravel in here for right now. Just to make some dirt. Oh, this is so wonderful. And guys, we have dirt. Achievement completed. Dirt. Right, so what can I do with dirt? Well, I don't know. Grass? How are we going to make grass? So to make grass, we need 2 things of compost. And from there, of course, it should spread. But we need, let's see, compost. That's, and some water. So we already have water coming into the back. Trying to think, how would I do this? That's going to need power. We need to make sure that stays there. Maybe sticking that right next to this would work. This little bundled up area. We only need 2 to make this. I'm just going to hook this in, get a bucket, make sure it has some power. Scoop up a bucket of water. Oh, if we have access to that. I don't think we do. Because we have all of our machines using it up pretty fast. I should let it build up. Oh, right as I placed it in. There we go. That works. Alright, and we're going to place that in there. Did not mean to do that. There we go. Alright, and we'll place our dirt in the center. Compost here and here. Get her 1 piece of grass. All that for just a piece of grass. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. That's 20-something dirt. You know what that means? That means I gotta clean this all up. I got a lot of cleaning up to do. For right now, I'm just going to try and get some grass to spread. in a little 9x9 or 3x3 area. And then we'll expand this, of course. And we'll see if the grass can grow. An acceleration wand does work on this. Put this in the fastest mode. There we go. So that turns to grass real quick with that acceleration wand. And that means we can bone mill, grow trees, do all kinds of fancy stuff, hopefully. I don't exactly know from this point where we need to head, because I haven't really done a lot of looking in JEI. I just knew I needed to get to this point. Dirt definitely means a lot, though. And watch this. Bam. It's all grass. Alright, I think one of the next steps is definitely looking towards bone mill, because right now we don't have access to bone mill. So we can't get any flowers, right? So we need to figure out a good way to get bone mill. It looks like it's going to be peat. So we might need to set that up this episode. Because peat is not easy to get. So bog earth. Let's take a look at bog earth, right? Bog earth is going to require a bucket of water, sand, and that. Okay, and dirt. Which required us to get to this point. Let's just take this. That should fill that first. We need some more of that dirt. Head back over here. We'll get that all sorted out. Alright, bog earth. Fun stuff. We get 6 from that. I'm going to need that bucket because we need another bottle, another thing of water. For that bucket. And there we go. Okay. So let's set up the bog earth station. Shouldn't be too hard to set up. We just need a little area. Wood'll even be fine. I just need a spot for this stuff. Alright, let's set that here. And I think that should work. Let's get another bucket. There should be infinite water in this pack. Unless that was removed. Okay, no, wasn't. Alright, so this should mature over time. Just for the sake of it. Just because I'm going to make sure every part of this is definitely saturated. Is connected to water. Because it definitely will, it should help. I think. With getting this stuff to mature faster. This actually takes a long time. There's 2 things in forestry that take a really long time. It's the wood piles for ash, and it's this. These are my 2 least favorite things to do, is to wait for bog earth to finish. So yeah, nice little almost smiley face. But we're going to be producing bog earth. That is going to help us get some bone mill. Alright, bog earth is going to turn into peat. Peat is going to be used to get bone mill. Quite a bit of bone mill, actually. It's not too bad. And that's a start to our dyes. The very first start to our unlocking dyes, technically, for us. Which I can't wait to get to. Nice. So yeah, that pretty much opens up that whole thing. And all of that's being done in our little factory over here. Our little dirt factory. Just producing dirt. That's all it's doing. Lovely dirt factory. What I can actually do here is control, or no, click here. And then what I'm going to place some dirt. Or I'll just place that down. Drawer. Voila. We have dirt being put into a lovely drawer for us. Let's see. Let's take some wood. I'll make a fence. And there we go. And that's set up. So, I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode on making dirt. If you did, guys, don't forget to click that subscribe button if you haven't already. And also give this video a huge thumbs up, guys. I really appreciate it. You guys are awesome. And as always, thanks for watching.